Hey everyone, welcome back to GROWW MACHINE. The topic we are going to discuss today is a hot topic considering the current times. The topic is how to land up in a new job. I know many of you will say that this is a topic which is pretty hot even during the non-COVID times. But yes, we are going to discuss today this topic specifically because currently the market is such that the demand is pretty less and supply is too high, right? I hope you guys can understand this point. But before starting, I would request all of you to please subscribe to the channel because we come up with great content and we would like you to be notified whenever we post such content. So please do that and press the bell icon for staying. As I always say, let's get started. Welcome back, guys. Coming to the question, how to land up in a new job. People might be wondering, is the answer so simple? I would say this answer might seem simple, but definitely to implement it is not an easy job. At the same time, I would also say that implementing it is not difficult either. What you need to do is follow these 5 steps. Once you do that, and you do that continuously, you will see results coming. That is a guarantee, right? So directly coming down to the first point, number 1, know what you want to do. It's very important that before the recruiter or the hiring manager knows what you're capable of, you yourself should know what you are good at, right? So you might have heard of SWOT analysis, where we highlight the strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threat for a company. The same kind of analysis you need to do for yourself, where you need to highlight all your strengths which you feel that you possess. At the same time, you need to also highlight your weaknesses and make sure that when you go to the interview, you must ensure that all your weaknesses either come into the category of your strengths, or maybe you go into such a situation where your weaknesses are not at all highlighted. Right? Now, once you are done with all the strengths that you are capable of and you know what it is, right? You know what exactly you want to do, then the next question that you need to ask yourself is, do you have the skills for a particular job? Now, let's say you are a developer, okay? And in the market, you see a lot of job descriptions where you see details of what kind of a developer the particular company wants. Now go through the job description and see which are the lines which are already relevant to you and which you have already mastered in. If you feel that there are areas where there are still gray areas which you still need to master, then work on them. Please work on them, because those are the gaps that you need to fill. Once you fill those gaps, you will be completely ready to face any interview pertaining to that particular job role. Okay, so in the first point, we talked about our strengths. Second point, we understood how to fill those gaps and to increase your strength quotient. In the third point, what we need to understand is now we need to know how to market ourselves. Whether it be a product or a person, unless and until you market them, there is no way the person on the other side is going to know what you're good at. Now for that, your marketing skills should be good. How to market yourself? You need to be concise. You need to be very crisp in conveying what you're good at to the hiring manager. Only then you will be able to, because telling long stories and describing yourself in paragraphs is not going to work, right? It should be crisp and clear so that the person understands. That is effective marketing. Okay. Once you have marketed, now it's very much required that you should have a strong network. Now, whether it be LinkedIn or you apply through any job portal over Naukri, or maybe you develop a good community over, there are so many portals like Quora, right, where you can develop a group or maybe join some communities where you come across people who want information, right? And if you have the relevant skill set and you are able to provide them that particular information, then maybe the person can help you get into your next job. So that is when I say that you should have a strong network, right, where you should be able to highlight your skills. Now, once all these things are done, what is the fifth step? It's a very simple: keep trying. Please repeat all the four steps which I discussed prior to this. Now, why I say that? Because there is no perfection. There is nothing called a perfect interview, or there is nothing called a perfect candidate, right? So you went into an interview, and the interviewer asked you a question, and you felt, and even the hiring manager felt, that the answer you gave was not satisfactory, and unfortunately the person did not come back and you did not get selected, right? But even then, instead of getting depressed and asking yourself, why is my fate like that, you can do one thing. You can maybe take that question, add it to your question bank, and prepare a good answer for yourself. Because in the market, whenever you're facing an interview, there are a certain number of questions or a certain number of particular areas that recruiters try to target, right? Whichever the interview might be, unless and until it is a very specific project level interview where they particularly want you to be skilled in a very micro area, right? Unless and until it is that case, you will see that most interviews have revolve around a set of 10 to 20 questions, right? And the biggest and the best way to prepare for them is to know those 20 questions beforehand and prepare answers for them, and be ready with your answers. Because once you are ready with your answers, what happens is, I'm not asking you to making up answers, but when you are ready with your answers, that those answers should comprise your theory. At the same time, it should also have the experience part of it. And when you club the theory and experience together, that is when the recruiter is able to get that information that yes, these are the strengths of this candidate, these are the areas he is good at. He would also see the job description, and he will have a checkbox, right? He will have multiple pointers where he has to tick whether the candidate is good in this, good in that. And you never know, if you're answering all the questions correctly and to the point, with relevant experience adjoining every answer of yours, then definitely all your pointers are going to be ticked by the recruiter, and you will land up in your next job. So these are my 5 tips which I genuinely feel that any candidate who is currently preparing for his next job interview must focus into. Because I see people giving multiple interviews, but every interview they attend, they go with the same set of knowledge, they enter with the same level of confidence, and it never changes. The result is also the same, because I had read somewhere that unless and until you change the input, there will never be a change in output, right? And that's the fact of nature. That's the fact of nature. That's not something which is a mere saying, but that's a fact of nature. Unless and until you change an input, your output is never going to change. So please follow these 5 tips. Let us know in comments below what exactly you liked about this video, and what are the tips that you personally follow before entering an interview. What helps you get that confidence level boosted up? Please share to your friends who are currently searching for their next job, right? And thank you so much. Catch you up next weekend. Bye bye.